Okay, heavy spoiler warning. This is the wrap-up for Halo 2, so obviously heavy spoiler warning. Talking about lore of Halo 2 and implications and all that, so go play Halo 2, especially Halo C 2 and 3 before watching this. Also, probably Halo Reach and Halo 3 ODST, as there's gonna be a bit of that in there, not much, but this is just generally a whole video about Halo 2 after I just played through it, so also I have a lot of skulls on, so this is gonna be fun. Anyways, go play them if you haven't, and let's get this started. So, Halo 2 is tied with Halo 3 for my favorite Halo game. Which is kind of funny because I have like 4 or 5 more years of experience with Halo 3 than I do Halo 2. And I've told this story in one of the other Halo 2 videos. Please don't lagging so much. Okay. Anyways. So the first Halo game I played was Halo C, which is the first Halo game that was made.
Well, you a sight for sore eyes.
And I played games like Halo 3 ODST and Halo Reach and Halo 4. Ended up playing Halo Wars, and after seeing the Flood in Halo Wars, I was like, I think I can handle the Flood. Went back to Halo C, played the Flood in there, played Halo 3, absolutely loved that one. And then we got an Xbox One, played Halo 5, and then after like a year and a half of having Halo 5, we got a temporary bug with the Xbox One where anytime you started it, if you didn't put a new game in and you were opening up a previously inserted game, or it wasn't a game that was downloaded onto the Xbox One, for some reason it would just decide to always crash the game until you restart the Xbox. So, and we didn't realize that was a problem with every game until after we had traded in Halo 5 for the Master Chief Collection. Which is not a trade I regret one bit, but
artillery disabled, Sergeant. Landing zone secure for the moment.
I hear you. Starting our approach. Hang tight.
Easier said than done. Inbound Phantoms, Chief.
God, that's interesting. anyways, so, but then I finally got to play Halo 2. Years after I had played every other Halo game that had been out at that point. Besides the, whatever, like, Fireteam Onyx or whatever it's called, which is that arcade game, and the top-down ones, I can't remember what they're called right now, but they're basically mobile games on an Xbox.
Another Phantom on
Spartan
alert.
Assault is one of them. Can't remember the name of the other one. And I've played a little bit of the arcade one, but I've never played Spartan Assault or its sequel, and I don't plan to. Yeah, I'm gonna turn this skull off. It's just a little overpowered. Possibly a little seizure causing for some people. But still, Halo 2 ended up becoming on par with Halo 3 after only like my first playthrough. Partially because it filled in some insane gaps in the story that I did not understand. Like, why, what are the brutes, and what are the prophets and all that. Why is 343 Guilty Spark alive? Where's Cortana, all of that sort of stuff. What is High Charity? It filled in all of that. Among a couple of other things. So, to move on from that, the Grave Mind. Talk more about him in the Halo 3 wrap-up and the overall Halo wrap-up. But Grave Minds are freaking terrifying. Flood absorbs enough life that it can build a body, a massive towering body, out of tens of thousands of organisms. I just remembered I was mentioned in level high charity that I was gonna state in this how big high charity is, and I found that picture that I had. If you were to stack 10 of high charity on top of each other, they would be as wide as our moon is. And if you were to stack 3 of the second Death Star on top of each other, it would be as tall as high charity is. So it's pretty big, which just shows you how the flood terraformed it, or bioformed it, or whatever you want to call it, so fast. And the reason the flood has a grave mind on the ring is because just after the Halo rings were fired to clear the flood out of the galaxy the first time, a alien species of unknown origin, simply known as the Interlopers, arrived on Delta Halo. They can't be any of the species that have been shown in these games. It could be the Endless from Halo Infinite, although 343 hasn't stated that. It's likely a species from outside of our galaxy. They landed and ended up releasing the flood, allowing it 10,000 years to take over the ring. I don't know why
Artillery disabled, Sergeant.
having trouble finding stuff to talk about like I was with Halo Reach.
Hang tight.
Easier said than done. Inbound Phantoms, Chief.
This game does have the introduction of ODSTs. But I'll talk more about them in the ODST, Halo 3 ODST wrap-up. Covenant did arrive on Earth without knowing humanity was there, because Oh wait, no, that would be something to talk about in Halo 3. Development cycle, there we go. That's something to talk about. Halo 2 had one of the rockiest development cycles in video game history. Well, maybe not rockiest is the proper word, but crunchiest. As in crunch filled. Originally, Halo 2 and Halo 3 were meant to be one game. Wrapping up the Halo story in the second game. The release date of 2004, however, caused it to have, in the final months, people sleeping in their workstations, not going home for weeks on end, just to get it finished in time, and they had to cut a bunch of stuff from the game, which eventually became parts of Halo 3. One of the most famous things they cut from the game is the Flood Juggernaut, the first Flood Pure form. The Flood Juggernaut was meant to be effectively a mobile Flood grave mine that, when you killed it, all the Flood in the area would get disoriented and weakened. So it was this massive thing with a bunch of Flood stocks in the center. And it would be like a mini boss. And then, if you managed to kill one, all the Flood in the area would just die. Like they, kind of like a Tyranid synapse creature, where it's a link to the grave mind. But there was meant to be a Warthog run section like in Halo CE at the end of the campaign. There was a lot of stuff that was cut. I don't know if I'm gonna make it out of this opening area by the end of this video. Oh, great. Oh. This game has believe every enemy species in Halo in it. This game also introduced the Flood Resurrection system, which will be improved on in Halo 3. Which we will get to see when I play Halo 3. Becoming the Flood Infection system. Yeah, I can't really think of much else to talk about for some reason. There's a lot of like little fun trivia that I'm sure if I spent a while thinking about it I could probably think of, but I can't right now. Yeah. Similar to Halo Reach, I'm kind of blanking on this one. Hopefully I won't have this much trouble with the overall Halo wrap-up or ones where I've got like big stuff that I want to talk about. I'm gonna play for a couple more minutes and just see if anything comes to mind on the video. I did just have something come to mind, but I'm gonna let it develop a bit more.
Hold here until the Pelican arrives, Chief.
The Arbiter. Velvedam. He was introduced in this one, and he is an essential character to the Halo story. But the fleet that appeared at Reach is his fleet. He burned down Reach, chased us to Halo,
Got a good view coming in.
Alpha Halo,
Big building
installation
in the middle of this
04.
island's lake.
I saw it too. It looked like a temple. If I were a megalomaniac, and I'm not,
And
that's where I'd be.
then became the Arbiter.
Oh, a shotgun. More the merrier, sir. Hi.
Another contact. Covenant has control of the great wall.
Yeah, I really
Try and bottle us up on this side of the door.
don't know why I'm having
Controls to extend
trouble thinking of stuff. I might just end up starting to write stuff down as it comes to mind for the overall Halo wrap-up.
Hey, Kessa.
But yeah. Yes, that's the end of this one. And the end of Halo 2. If you're not, well, if you're seeing this, you either watched it directly from my main channel or through the Halo 2 playlist, so you're not watching through the main Halo playlist. But if you do end up watching the main Halo playlist, or watching this after the main Halo playlist,
You're going to try and bottle us up on this side of the door. The controls to extend the bridge should be in this structure.
then you've already seen Halo 3 ODST, but if not, I'll see you next week when I start, or I hope to see some of you when I start Halo 3 ODST next week.
Can't hide from me.
So although that traits places for my least favorite Bungie game with Halo CE, that doesn't mean it's not one of my favorite games of all time.
Nice, mate.
If you were to ask me what's my favorite game of all time, I would literally just say Halo. Because every Bungie game, alongside probably Halo Infinite and like 3 out of 10 times Halo 4,
Heads up!
beat out literally every other game. From Subnautica to Doom to whatever. The Blob, whatever.
You do know
Halo
better
beats
than
it.